And isn't the best acting always about making us feel our common humanity beyond separate identities? A black George Washington in Hamilton, of course. But Ryan Gosling as Frederick Douglass? Yes, that would be problematic. Ditto Shia LaBeouf as Shaft. It's... Why don't we just go by merit and let the best actor win? Which seems like what happened when Ana de Armas just got picked to play Marilyn Monroe, even though she's Cuban with an accent. Hey, maybe she should play Fidel Castro and...
If you think Maher's fiery war with so-called woke Hollywood is over, think again. It's only getting more explosive by the second. The tension in Tinseltown is boiling over and everyone's talking about it. Last time, Maher went after actors and actresses for their loud, self-righteous activism, sparking a Hollywood meltdown that shook the entire industry. But this time, his target is even more powerful. The casting directors, the secret gatekeepers who decide who shines and who gets canceled. His latest takedown was so brutal, it sent shockwaves through every studio office, exposing how hidden diversity quotas have quietly replaced genuine talent. The drama is wild, the fallout is fierce, and for once, Hollywood has nowhere to hide.
Casting directors have to stop listening to the casting police and go back to doing their job, which is picking the best actor for the role. Now, I mention this because a lot of people lately are either apologizing for or calling on others to apologize for playing roles they call appropriation. James Franco was just chosen to play Fidel Castro, and John Leguizamo posted, "No more appropriation. Boycott. This I don't got a problem with Franco, but he ain't Latino." Okay, but John Leguizamo is Colombian American. He ain't a Venetian, but he played one.
The real problem with these so-called casting police is that their outrage only shows up when it benefits them. When the system rewards their agenda, they call it progress. But the second it doesn't, they cry discrimination with full drama. The hypocrisy is glaring, and the double standards are impossible to ignore. It's as if their passion for justice isn't about fairness or artistic truth at all. It's about protecting their fame and influence. Behind all that glittering virtue talk, it's clear that money, attention, and ego are the real prizes. They're not defending art, they're defending their spotlight, twisting every narrative just to keep it shining on them.
He ain't a French little person or an Italian plumber, but he played them too, because he's... because he's an actor. Why the hell do you think people become actors? Because they want to spend their life not being who they are.
I can't help but wonder what John Leguizamo was truly thinking when he made that post. He's long benefited from the very system he's now tearing apart. The freedom to become anyone, to slip into characters beyond his own identity and background. That's the magic of acting. Art without limits, emotion without boundaries. It's about stepping into someone else's world, feeling their pain, and telling stories that spark imagination and touch the heart. The beauty lies in transformation, in becoming someone entirely new, someone unexpected. So when Leguizamo suddenly starts drawing borders around who can play what, it doesn't sound like progress at all. It feels like hypocrisy wrapped in performative virtue, pretending to protect what it's actually destroying.
Appropriating sounds like an unforgivable sin until you remember that's what acting is. That's why acting jobs are called roles. Sean Penn won an Oscar for playing gay civil rights martyr Harvey Milk. At the time, it was considered a courageous act of solidarity for a straight male movie star to play a homosexual. Now it's the opposite. Eddie Redmayne played a transgender woman in The Danish Girl, but now calls that a mistake because many people don't have a chair at the table. Well, actually, in movies now they do. And what does it have to do with you playing trans? Does it then work the other way? Can trans actors only play trans characters? Because that's not going to be a good deal for them.
I completely agree. Eddie Redmayne had absolutely no reason to apologize for doing what he was born to do, act with heart and brilliance. He's one of the most gifted, versatile performers of his generation, and his portrayal in The Danish Girl was breathtakingly powerful. He brought the role to life with empathy, respect, and emotional depth, giving the trans community a sincere and heartfelt representation that touched millions. So why the outrage? It made no sense then, and it makes no sense now. That's the exhausting part about the so-called woke outrage. No matter how genuine your efforts are, it's never enough. Even when someone honors their cause through art, they twist it into an offense. It's not about progress anymore. It's about chasing an impossible perfection that kills creativity and punishes sincerity.
Isn't the best acting always about making us feel our common humanity beyond separate identities? A black George Washington in Hamilton, of course. But Ryan Gosling as Frederick Douglass? Yes, that would be problematic. Ditto Shia LaBeouf as Shaft. It's... Why don't we just go by merit and let the best actor win? Which seems like what happened when Ana de Armas just got picked to play Marilyn Monroe, even though she's Cuban with an accent. Hey, maybe she should play Fidel Castro and...
It's hard not to sense a hidden agenda behind all this outrage. Think about it. When an actor from a minority background takes on a traditionally white role, it's praised as groundbreaking and progressive. But the moment a white actor portrays a minority character, suddenly it's branded as offensive or cultural appropriation. How can that possibly be fair? Art is supposed to be the one place where imagination and talent matter more than anything else, not political point scoring. This double standard doesn't uplift anyone. It just exposes the selective outrage driving so many of these debates. Maher is absolutely right to call it out, because fairness can't depend on convenience. You either believe in creative freedom or you don't. There's no halfway point in art.
James Franco can play Marilyn Monroe, and then we can all... then we can all stay in our lanes. Is that what diversity and inclusion look like now? Everybody's staying in their lane? Lawrence of Arabia was gay. Peter O'Toole wasn't. I can live with that. Because he was so cool, he almost made me gay. Emma Stone caught hell for playing a Hawaiian, Jake Gyllenhaal for playing a Persian, Gal Gadot for wanting to play Cleopatra, Johnny Depp for playing an Indian, even though he's not an actual Comanche, and spoiler alert, he also doesn't really have scissor hands.
People seriously need to let art breathe again. The constant intrusion of woke policing is strangling creativity and suffocating imagination. Art was never meant to live inside a cage. It's supposed to provoke thought, stir emotion, and remind us of our shared humanity. It's about storytelling, connection, and the beauty of exploring perspectives beyond our own. But when casting becomes about meeting identity quotas and ticking political boxes, the essence of creativity disappears. Hollywood is, after all, a business. Producers risk millions and deserve the freedom to cast whoever can truly embody a character. Audiences don't buy tickets to attend political lectures. They crave emotion, passion, and authenticity that moves the soul. Let the artists create, let the stories live, and stop suffocating the magic that makes cinema unforgettable.
Tom Hanks now says that if Philadelphia were made today, he wouldn't do it because the character was gay and he's not. Well, besides the fact that this would force all gay actors to reveal their sexuality, even if they didn't want to, great actors, which Tom is one, try hard to keep their private lives private so we don't think of their real lives when we see them in a movie that attempts to transport us into a different world. Could you really look at this actress now and not think of the trial? Should she only play bed-shitters now?
The woke crowd isn't just damaging art, they're choking the very life out of it. By demanding that only people who share identical identities or backgrounds play certain roles, they're tearing down everything that once made cinema magical. Acting has always been about transformation, stepping outside yourself, embracing a different soul, and telling a story that transcends who you are. But when every casting choice is filtered through politics and agendas, that magic fades into dust. Audiences no longer get lost in the story. They're too busy analyzing who deserves the role. The result? Flat performances, lifeless emotion, and movies that feel more like propaganda than passion. What used to be art that inspired dreams has turned into a battlefield of control and fear, where imagination no longer stands a chance.
What's Daniel Day-Lewis really like? I haven't a clue, which is why he's so great. Because when he plays Lincoln, I only see Lincoln. I don't think, well, there's a British heterosexual. But Hanks says, I don't think people would accept the inauthenticity of a straight guy playing a gay guy because, quote, we're beyond that now. Don't get him started on bosom buddies. I mean, really? Does Forrest Gump get thrown under the bus too because Tom isn't really mentally challenged? And as far as we're beyond that, no, that implies progress. This is the opposite. This is regression.
Maher absolutely nails it. This isn't progress. It's regression dressed up in fake virtue. Instead of bringing people together through creativity and shared stories, Hollywood is building walls where bridges once stood. The idea that only actors with identical experiences or traits can play certain roles is completely absurd and creatively destructive. Maher exposes this twisted mindset with sharp humor, saying if we take it literally, then only mentally ill actors should play characters with mental illness. How ridiculous is that? This obsession with purity tests doesn't protect diversity, it smothers it. Piece by piece, it destroys the beauty of artistic freedom, replacing imagination with control, all under the shiny mask of moral superiority.
It is, frankly, typical of so much wokeness that doesn't build on liberalism. It undoes it. Empathy, putting yourself in someone else's place so you can understand them better, used to be the very heart of liberalism. Now it's considered offensive because don't even try to put yourself in my shoes because you could never know. What a bunch of that always was. Of course, no one can ever know exactly what another person's struggle is, but we try.
Empathy was never meant to belong to just one political side. It's a universal human gift that connects us all. It was never owned by liberals nor foreign to conservatives, because true empathy lives beyond politics. It's about stepping into another person's world, feeling their struggles even when you haven't lived them yourself. That's the essence of what once made art and culture so powerful, the ability to bridge differences through shared emotion. But that beautiful connection is collapsing under the weight of divisive thinking. The fringe left now insists that no one can truly understand another's pain unless they've lived it. And that belief kills empathy. It replaces compassion with suspicion, turning unity into isolation. When we stop trying to relate to others, we lose what makes us human, and art loses the heart that once made it timeless.
Like Me was a 1950s book about a white man who darkened his skin and went out into society because he wanted to understand what his black brothers and sisters were up against. Today, all the woke mob would see about that was a guy who did blackface. Steven Spielberg recently remade West Side Story and bent over backwards to respect ethnicities and ended up pleasing nobody. And it's too bad because the original musical was created by Stephen Sondheim, Arthur Lawrence, and Leonard Bernstein, three gay Jews.
And that's the saddest truth of all. Nothing and no one can ever truly satisfy the so-called woke mob. They're never happy, never forgiving, and their outrage is endless. Their standards shift like quicksand. Impossible to follow, impossible to please. They demand apologies, but when they get them, they twist those same apologies into proof of guilt. Even legends like Steven Spielberg, a man who shaped generations and often championed progressive causes, haven't escaped their wrath. He's edited his own masterpieces just to calm the noise, yet they still find something new to attack. That's the bitter irony. The more you try to please them, the faster they turn on you. Hollywood has become a haunted place of fear and silence, where creativity is buried under endless self-censorship and the ghosts of canceled dreams.
Next thing you're going to tell me street gangs don't even dance. And now they're making a movie about Leonard Bernstein, and Bradley Cooper is playing it. I mean, if he can get through the picket lines. You see, like Rachel Brosnahan playing Mrs. Maisel and Helen Mirren playing Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir. Bradley is, sadly, a Gentile. And that's the new sin in Hollywood, being a non-Jewish actor portraying a Jew. Because that's always been the problem in Hollywood, not enough Jews.
Actors should be free to explore their craft and push the boundaries of creativity without the constant fear of ideological watchdogs breathing down their necks. The true magic of acting lies in transformation, stepping beyond your own world to bring someone else's story to life with passion and truth. That's the heartbeat of genuine art. Hollywood already struggles with real problems like unfair pay, studio politics, and hidden bias. So the last thing it needs is another layer of self-righteous rules about who's allowed to play what. Casting should be based on skill, not social pressure. When artists are scared to express themselves, everyone loses: the performers, the audience, and the art itself. Maher is absolutely right. right. Hollywood has lost its spark. Once a temple of imagination and courage, it's now kneeling to ideology and fear. Art isn't about pleasing the loudest voices online. It's about emotion, honesty, and freedom. When fear replaces inspiration, the magic of creation dies, and that's a tragedy no true artist should accept.